Welcome back to TheChowTimePod. It's your host, Red. I got a video today from O'Shea Duke Jackson. 8 passport bros have been deleted in Colombia in 1 year. Ooh, this is going to be a rough one. Please subscribe down below. I really appreciate that. Let's get that chow. It's chow time.
In the early 90s, the Bloods and Crips came together in Los Angeles and created an album called Bangin' on Wax. And one of the songs on that album was called Crippin' Ain't Easy. And to kind of let you know what the hook was, the hook is this: Crippin' ain't easy, but it sure is fun. And I thought about that in preparing for this video about the Passport Bros. Being a Passport Bro isn't easy, but it sure is fun. As depicted
I think for a lot of passport bros, yeah, they do enjoy the lifestyle.
in this photo that you see before me. Here we have a dapper black man with all of these haters upset that he's going. Black women, kids, and everybody else is upset that he is exploring his options.
Some of these pictures are hilarious that that get generated by the AI art. It's always just so funny.
And of course, the Passport Bros get hate in America. And videos like this pretty much signify the hatred towards them.
All right, Passport Bros, step into my office real quick. Listen, I know that most of you guys have Peter Pan syndrome and y'all really don't want to grow up. And you guys like to live in this world of delusion.
Men can't live in Peter Pan syndrome. That's the thing. We can't live in delusion. The world smacks your fucking face so hard every time you want to be delusional. So what the fuck are you talking about? You know, just because we want to date younger women, we want to date, more fertile, more fit women, where are you getting this Peter Pan syndrome from? Like, we're not trying to be young. Even though we're looking for young women, we still have to take care of these women. What the fuck are you talking about?
But here's a news flash for you fellas. The women are not mad that you guys are going overseas and basically participating in prostitution. What sisters are irritated about is that you go overseas and trick your money off and you're coming back home harassing sisters and telling them that they're undesirable. These women don't really care that y'all are going overseas and basically being tricks and simps.
You lying piece of shit. Of course they care. They care enough for you to come on and say something about it because they care so much. We do so many videos of women not caring. Come on.
Because y'all aren't desirable anyway. Most men who participate in the passport movement are undesirable. I know y'all gonna come on here trolling me, mad, but facts are facts. So let's stop these false narratives in 2023.
Let's go back to that picture. You see, this man looks like the future is bright, and where he's going, it's a lot of opportunity. And of course, it could be a lot of opportunity, but also where you're going, people are looking to use you. It's very possible. You see, when you come out of your house every day or you're walking around every day, you don't know who's watching you and you don't know who wants to set you up.
Ooh, I 100% agree. I actually don't talk about it as much as I should. It is dangerous out there, guys. In all these countries, especially like my country, Cambodia, you can get chopped up pretty easily. Even Cambodians can get chopped up pretty easily. There's ransom. There's things like that. So you really have to be careful, and it's best to be living within a community of similar expats or a community where they're okay with a foreigner. And these people, they're somewhat family, they're somewhat friends.
Do I mean? Well, on the flip side, in America, you're hated because you want women to be more submissive and that you want to leave. But when you get there, you're hated that you have more money and a lot of the local women would want to talk to you. On either side of the fence, somebody dislikes you. And because of that, we've had 8 passport bros killed in Colombia in the past 3 months. I want to take this time to honor them, as many of them have lost their life looking for a better way in other countries. But of course,
Sadness all around, guys. Again, I'm never happy about any type of death or cancellation or anything. This is probably one of the worst because these are people in our community. These men, they try to live their best life. They try to do what was best for them, and things get hairy.
First, before we get into that, the story that really got all of this bubbling for me was in 2022, we lost Timothy Revel Reed. He was a man that decided to go from Atlanta to Barranquilla, Colombia. Well, and of course, this is what happened.
I did it. I have my apartment, my restaurant, and 2 other apartments. In a great location for the restaurant on a very busy street.
This shit does make me sad. This gentleman worked all of his life to get to where he is, to finally be able to retire, to hopefully live a wonderful life in another country where he's bought businesses, bought property, and for him to end like this, it's a sad story.
We got one thing, well, several things accomplished. Now it's the next move is to open a restaurant. So hopefully that will happen very shortly. Get ready for cute spicy ribs and fish. As you can see, I am tired. It was a stress, y'all. I'm not gonna even lie. It was very stressful. The language barrier. He don't trust me. I don't trust him. But I mean, I had more trust in him because I gave him all my money. But he was, looking to see if it was real. I mean, it was just too much. It's too much.
See, shit like this makes me really think about, taking my family's land and developing it in Cambodia and, making it a little bit more of like an expat passport bro thing. The only shitty thing is about some of these countries, especially my country, any high official, the prime minister, see you making money, see you doing well, they can just take that shit from you. That's the problem with some of these countries. If you're living a normal life and you're just, doing your own thing, no one's going to bug you. No one's going to care. But if I was to develop my land and build, a town or whatever it is, they're going to see that. And I actually talked to my aunt about it. And I told her what I wanted to do. And that was the first thing she told me. Just like, you have to be careful. Like, I don't suggest it because the prime minister and all of his goons pretty much run the country. They can take whatever they want.
Had to get his family members out of the apartment. Still got to get the one upstairs out the apartment.
That story right there really caught my attention about what could happen to you in Colombia. But then there is 59-year-old Gregory Stewart Owens. He was gunned down in Cartagena during a robbery attempt in October 2023. But then there's this young man, Johnny Jerome. He was only 45. He was found dead in a jacuzzi in a luxury suite in Medellin, November the 2nd. He was killed the day after celebrating his birthday with a cousin and 2 women he met on a dating app. Stop the show. Let's talk about these dating apps. It's getting so bad that the United States government has said this to Americans using dating apps in Colombia.
A warning for people using dating apps in Colombia. Apps are being linked to the recent deaths of several Americans visiting the country. Let's unpack this. In the last 2 months, 8 American tourists have died suspiciously in the Colombian city of Medellin. The US Embassy in Bogota have said some of these victims were drugged and robbed after meeting people on dating apps. Criminals use dating apps to lure victims to meet in public places such as hotels, restaurants, and bars, and then later assault and rob them.
I'm glad I never suggest you guys dating apps, like, ever. Like, you guys do what you guys want to do, but I've never suggest dating apps. They're just not the best, especially in these countries. You're even easier of a target when you're using some of these apps. So you guys really have to be careful. It's almost always best to just enjoy the culture, enjoy the country, and meet people on the way there as you're buying things, as you're enjoying things. These dating apps, it just makes it so easy for people to get targeted.
Said. The embassy has also said that this is part of a broader trend and that there has been an increase in incidents involving the use of online dating apps to lure victims, especially foreigners. They didn't disclose which specific apps. They have encouraged visitors to be vigilant and to maintain heightened situational awareness.
And it goes back to my point of the crime being targeted towards passport bros when they come to Colombia. And this was very summed up by a good YouTuber called Life with David about how American men are being targeted.
It's a very profitable business. It's a business, and it's a very profitable business here in Medellin. Scamming foreign guys, females scamming foreign guys here in Colombia, and Medellin especially. And it's not just females. It's not just the females doing this. These are groups. These are what they call bandillas, right? Local gangs up in the neighborhoods that, these are organized groups that are doing this, sending out the females, finding the females, and when those females like trap those guys, they have one or two guys in the groups waiting for them to help them out if they need help. It's an organized effort, and because they saw that it was successful, because tourism is picking up and a lot of foreigners are coming here, and with a lot of money and a lot of guys coming here because of those certain reasons and going up to those kind of girls, they saw the success, they saw the easy money. So what happens? More people, more groups start copying and start implementing the same strategy, the same scam.
Let's go back to Philip Mullins. He was a 32-year-old Tennessee man found dead.
Oh man, 32. This man is younger than me. Rest in peace, all of these men.
In a room at the upscale 1 Million Suites Hotel in Medellin after a night out with a woman. Now, this particular man is the only Asian man on the roster, TheChowTimePod. He was from Minnesota, and his story went worldwide. He was beaten to death with a blunt object after he had been set up from a woman he had been dealing with for a long time. If you don't remember that story, here's a news clipping.
Tonight, the family of a Minnesota man desperate for answers after they say he was kidnapped and killed while visiting Colombia.
I'm out of words to describe. I don't even know how I feel right now.
50-year-old TheChowTimePod, an artist and activist, had been traveling in South America when he called his brother asking for money while on a date Sunday night.
This time he was like, hey, do you have a couple of thousand? I was like, yeah, no problem. When do you want it? He said, I want it now. I'm in this bit of a situation here. I go, yeah, I can do that.
His family growing more fearful when Zhang stopped responding to texts.
Woke up in the morning at 7 a.m. I text him back and say, hey, I thought you said you need money. You still want the money? Text me back if you still want the money. No.
Not to make light of it, but it really goes to show passport bros come in all shapes, colors, and sizes.
Answer.
According to a local prosecutor, Zhang was kidnapped during a date and killed when he could not make the payment. His body later found in a wooded area covered in stab wounds. His family still searching for answers about how this shocking.
That's one sad thing. Like if they can't pay, why kill the person? Like I don't know. Life is so valuable, and it's so invaluable to these people that only want money. You know, they'd rather just take the life when they aren't going to get anything out of it anyways. Like, yes, maybe he's seen you and whatever, but I don't know. It's just me being me, I guess.
Crime unfolded.
I was confused. To be honest with you, I don't know why, what the motive is.
Zhang had visited Colombia in the past, posting photos and videos to social media as recently as October with an unidentified woman.
I'm with my girl.
A refugee from Laos, Zhang and his family moved to St. Paul when he was a child. In recent years, he became a well-known comedian and community activist. Minnesota Senator Amy Klobuchar issuing a statement saying in part, quote, "This is a heartbreaking tragedy. TheChowTimePod was an incredible person who was constantly working to uplift his community."
He truly believes in equity work and fighting for the underprivileged. And many times I always tease him. I say, you're not getting paid. Why are you doing it? But it's what motivates him.
A tragic loss made even more confounding by the mystery that still shrouds his final moments.
And he'll draw everybody in. That's the type of people he is.
4 people, including a minor, were arrested and charged in Zhang's murder. November 13th, Texas resident Jeffrey Hudson was found dead in his hotel room with at least 20 stab wounds to his neck. He was killed after returning.
Jesus, God, 20 stab wounds to his neck. Like, these people are just, oh my God.
To his hotel suite with an 18-year-old woman he met in a dating app in Medellin. And there are many other stories here, unfortunately today, that we will not cover because I believe now you get the hint. But the whole gist of all of it is this: Black men, understand where you are. You might be disliked and hated in America for wanting what you desire. A woman who's feminine, a woman who gets it, and a woman who values you in a relationship. But you gotta understand where you're going is also dangerous. Let me tell you a story. I was telling SPK, who by the way is editing this video today, that I was walking down the street about 4 days ago. It happened to be late. I was on the phone and a motorcycle driver drove past me. At least it's what I'm believing. Now, the roads in Uganda are quite narrow, and I'll tell you why. If we could post a picture of what the roads look like, you would see that a lot of the roads are so bad, they've fallen off. So, you can't walk in the ditches. But what that does, it creates an opportunity for a motorcycle driver, we call them boda people here, to steal your phone. Now, I was walking, I had my phone in my hand, and I felt like the guy didn't have enough room to take it. But when he came, towards me, I just decided to maybe clench my phone a little tighter. And when I did, the guy tried to snatch it. Now, let me just say this. The snatch from the guy was so strong, it almost broke my pinky. All right. Now, at first, I didn't feel it because I was enraged and I was telling the guy to come
Well, that makes sense because he's driving a motorcycle trying to grab something. So yeah, I can see that.
back and all of this. But the reality is that, hey, that guy could have got the phone. But it's not just that guy could have got the phone, right? Because even if he would have got it, I could always get a new phone. The issue is that probably was a person that was watching me, and he knows me. I don't know who he is, because in the community that I live in, he might have been seeing me go here or go there. I don't really move out so often, but hey, guys stalk you, guys watch you. They know, hey, you're from America, and when times are hard, this is how they can get you. Now, this is different than the organized gangs that are dealing with ladies, but it just goes to show you that not everybody is happy to see a foreigner or an American, and it's hard to make friends when you go to different spots, when you go to different places. It's difficult. And that's something that we gotta really understand, is that when you're someplace, you're looking for people to show you love and give you parity, but they might not do that. They feel like, well, you're an American, not even that you're black. You're an American, you got goods, I don't have it, so because you have it, I should get it. That's plain and simple. And if we don't understand that that is what the case is going to be, that's exactly what is going to continue to happen. So guys need to understand that not everybody is glad to see you when you come to these places, man. Not even the women. Not saying that you can't find women, but hey, a lot of folks are not happy that you are there, and for them, you very well may be a means to an end. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson.
Whew, that was some harsh chow right there. Shout outs to O'Shea. Shout outs to all these men that passed, and shout outs to all the passport bros. You guys need to be careful. A lot of these countries, yes, they're friendlier, they're a little bit nicer, but there's always bad actors. Always. Everywhere, anywhere, always. Please subscribe down below. I really appreciate that, and I'll catch you guys next time.